Captain Ibrahim Traore has finally responded to Human Rights Watch (HRW) and BBC Africa, as well as other major news portals who were pushing a narrative that he has killed over 130 innocent civilians in Burkina Faso just in the month of March 2025. So this is the latest propaganda that has been trending across major news portals against Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now, they are trying to say this man is maltreating the people of Burkina Faso, to which he's leading. According to them, he has killed 130 innocent civilians who are purely, Fulani. He used the government forces, that is Burkina Faso's government forces and allied militia. Now, this report was filed by Human Rights Watch. Human Rights Watch has been in existence for so many years. According to how they operate, they deal with matters concerning human rights in any part of the world. So, to some extent, when they make certain posts concerning human rights, it is very, very serious and becomes a major topic internationally. Now, the news portal pushing this agenda is BBC. Omo pushing this particular narrative against Captain Ibrahim Traore. How did BBC file the news, and how did Human Rights Watch HRW also write their piece on BBC? So BBC reported, say at least 130 civilians were killed by Burkina Faso government forces and allied militia in March near the western town of Solenzo. Human Rights Watch HRW says in new report. This was how BBC Africa reported this news. They were the first portal who broke this. Ever since, major news outlet has picked this news and has started working with it. Now, on the website, the official website of Human Rights Watch, this was what they wrote in brief. Burkina Faso army direct ethnic massacre. Armed forces militia kill over 130 civilians, reprisal killings by Islamist armed group. The Burkina Faso army led and participated in the massacre of more than 130, possibly many more, ethnic Fulani civilians by pro-government militias and in the western Brussels du Mouhou region in March 2025. Human Rights Watch said today mass killings of civilians by government security forces, militias, and Islamist armed groups amount to war crimes and other possible atrocity crimes. So if you analyze whatsoever Omar Traore or how, you could tell vividly. So what they seek to achieve, and they said they want to paint a picture. Say, the president of Burkina Faso has committed war crime. War crime is a serious offense. I mean, very, very serious offense. You can go to Cote d'Ivoire a few years ago, their former president had similar charges on his head. It formed the basis for France troops to storm the country and overthrow him. Quite recent, I mean, a few years ago, Libya is, a typical example of this particular issue. They labeled Gaddafi as someone who has committed war crime, he's maltreating his people, they stormed dead, the US government, and overthrew him. And to date, Libya has fallen. Libya, that was more of, the Dubai, the America of Africa. They have been reduced to, sorry to say, the gutters of Africa, sorry to say. So this is certain influence that comes when the Westerners take control. Now, since BBC Africa and other news outlets are pushing this narrative, it seems to be working. It seems to be working. People are believing that, Captain Ibrahim Traore is not doing well in Burkina Faso, when in reality, he is developing the country. He's doing very, very well, building, schools, hospitals, investing in agriculture, nationalizing their, companies, and then taking it, legitimately buying it from the Westerners, setting up their national railways, setting up, a national bank. Like, this guy is doing a lot for his people. Now, some discerning Africans are speaking to this report filed. Now, before we go to what they say, let us watch the response just Burkina Faso president, Captain Ibrahim Traore, directly sent to Human Rights Watch and BBC Africa. Now, according to what is said as filed by African Hub, Burkina Faso's leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, strongly rejects accusation from Human Rights Watch (HRW) regarding military abuses in his country, framing the fight against terrorism as part of a broader struggle against Western imperialism. He points to the downfall of Libya's Gaddafi as a cautionary example of what happens to African leaders who try to break free from Western control. His remarks reflect a growing shift away from traditional Western alliances and towards deeper ties with Russia. So what Captain Ibrahim Traore is saying very, very simple. I say, look, whatsoever that they are saying he has killed this is not true. They are all false. They were fighting against terrorists in Burkina Faso. So the killings that happened were on terrorists that were trying to harm his people and his country. So, this is the same tactics, according to him, that they used on Gaddafi in Libya because, he wasn't being their puppet. And they want to replicate the same thing on him. So this is the response, Captain Ibrahim Traore, Ediaba, HRW, Human Rights Watch, and BBC Africa, as well as other major news portals. Now, back to what certain Africans are saying in support or against whatsoever HRW, Human Rights Watch, said and amplified it on BBC's portal. The first person was Issa. He wrote, the claim by Human Rights Watch (HRW) that at least 130 civilians were killed by Burkina Faso government forces and allied militia in March is deeply troubling and warrants serious investigation. HRW is known for its rigorous documentation of human rights abuses, and such allegations, if verified, could point to serious violation of international humanitarian law. So this guy is saying, look, HRW has been doing a lot of good things. They've been undertaking human rights projects for so many years now. They are credible. So if they say this and it happens to be true, then it is a very, very serious offense against human rights committed by Captain Ibrahim Traore. So this report merits investigation into the dealings of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Clifford Ensor said they have started this shit. What would be the motive? Deal with Israel first. Oh, Israel is untouchable, even if they kill Human Rights Watch officials themselves, agents of oppression. This guy is saying, look, when you go to Israel, they are taking a lot of lives from the Gaza nation, like a whole lot. So the Hamas and co, they should focus there. They should know that they have a lot of work to do there instead of focusing on Africa. And Captain Ibrahim Traore. Now, Idi Amin said, why should we give a F about what whites say about us? When did they say something good about what we did or do? So this guy is saying, look, why should we even consider what whites are saying or thinking about Africa, in this case Burkina Faso? We should forget them, because of what good, of what importance are they to the people of Africa? So when NNN News be a trend, it is the news that has been trending concerning Captain Ibrahim Traore, Human Rights Watch, and BBC. He has responded to them. What do you have to say? Kindly write under the comment box. If you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe. Thank you.
Vimbaz TV.